Okay, so J-Rocks is a Zambian hip-hop stroke dancehall stroke reggae artist.
Hmm.
I used to be a part of a group called Zone Fam, which was one of the biggest groups in Africa. Um, yeah, I'm also known back home. They call me Lion. I think it's just something that's got to do with probably my music career, how much I've been, the places I've been able to conquer, and also just, the features, the dreads and everything. People think they kind of, have this lion thing, and just the story of J Rocks itself has like this very intense thing. I like to get out there and get what I want. I hunt, you know,
Okay.
up until we get what we need. Okay, it's a very interesting story.
Hmm.
I remember flying back from Kenya. I did the original distance, before we did the remix. I went and shot a video in Kenya
Hmm.
for the original. It featured the council. Um, I think I just came back. That very week I came back was the very week AY came to Zambia. I think it was doing a media tour. So AY listened to Distance, the original, on one of our radio
The
stations.
original version.
Yeah, the original version on one of our big radio stations in Lusaka. And he was with a DJ who's also a friend of mine. So AY told the DJ friend and said, I need to link up with Jay. This is a
Okay.
fire song. I need to link up with this guy.
Hmm.
So I think that was like a Wednesday or so. Friday, I decided to go out. So I went out at one of these places, a very big place where we usually chill. And AY came through, with VGZ. So when I saw AY coming through, I was like, God damn, that's AY, But
Yeah.
but then I try to be composed, because I mean AY is legendary. We all know AY, you know what I mean. So he kept on coming my way, and I was trying to be cool. And then he pulled up. He's like, Yo, what's up, bruh? Me in my cool state, I was like, Yo, what's up? How you doing? We had a conversation. He was leaving the following day. So he came and came just to tell me, I like your song, and there's no way I was going to leave without linking you up. So
Okay.
that's how I linked up AY. And after I went back, we started communicating. And after, I think, a week or so, my team decided to say we have to shoot a remix to Distance. Because the original was big, but we felt like the song needed to be way bigger.
Okay.
So I got in touch with AY and I sent him the song. I'm like, yo, listen, I'm trying to do a remix for the song. Are you able to put a verse on it? So I sent it to AY, and AY listened to it. He was like, yo, I'm definitely jumping on this. Then I don't know like how the universe works. It so
Hmm.
happened that he was in the same place where Revani was. So Revani heard the song, and Revani was like, yo, I need to put a verse on this too. And that's how we ended up getting the song done. And then after that, we decided to, get the video shot. So the guys decided, it's better we shoot it here. So that's how I traveled here, and we linked up with director Kenny, who shot the video. Um, then from there, everything just started unfolding. And when I came here, I linked up Feed Q. We ended up doing a song with Feed Q on my last album. When I was here, I also got the opportunity to listen to Wapolo. I think at the time it just dropped, so I was like, I need to jump on this. So we got in touch with Joe McKinney. I managed to get the song done, and that's how I ended up having brothers in Feed Q now. I linked up Joe McKinney. I linked up Rosary through Wapolo, and
Okay.
I ended up doing a song with Rosary, and that's how, I've been able to work with so many artists and link and create these bonds with so many artists. Yeah, so we have there's a sound called Zamrock, which
Hmm.
was the sound from back in the day, called Zamrock. It was a fusion of rock and you know, just rock and a bit of other just, you know, Zambian sounds. But now we have this thing called Z beats, you know, but it's not very defined. So it's anything that's just very Zambian is called Z beats, you know. So that's what we call our sound now. So Headphone Music is a record label that I started after I moved from Slam Dunk Records. Slam Dunk Records used to manage Zone Fam. So when I started my solo career, I decided to you know, start Headphone Music. So it took me like a lot of years, I think 5 years of just building it. And I was the first artist. I wanted to make sure that the record label grows at the same time with my brand. So it was something that I started building until it got to a stage where I felt like, oh, I think we're ready now to bring in other artists because we've learned the steps and we know we've got all the connections that we need for us to be able to launch new artists. So that's how we started now signing new artists to a point where I think now we have about 6 or so artists that are signed. I think I deserve more, and the reason is because before I started working with Slide Digital, um, I used to be, you know, managed. My distribution was managed by another team, and they did what they could, but we didn't really, you know, sit down. We're focusing more on getting the songs done and focusing more on other platforms.
Okay.
You know, like how we focused on Spotify to get Spotify on millions and over millions of streams. But we didn't really sit down and try and pay detail to almost every platform to say, how do we position here? How do we make sure we drive our people, you know, to this platform? And that's what we're doing now with Slide Digital, where we're sitting down and saying different strategy for different platforms. How do we work to make sure there's visibility on almost every platform? So now that things are positioned and aligned, I think if people come back to this conversation after a year, they'll be able to see the huge difference in the numbers on Boomplay, because now we know we need to sit down and position and create strategies and push Boomplay. You get what I mean? So it will definitely be a whole different. Yes, I have an album that's coming out on the 1st of Jan. It's titled ENIGMA. I've been working on this album for 2 years now. I've been to different countries.
Okay.
You know, I've traveled a lot in the past 2 years, and having Tanzania as one of the countries I've come back to because I feel like Tanzania is the heart of East Africa. You know, in when it comes to sound. And also, one of the reasons why I've been traveling is to understand, you know, just we as a people, understand the different cultures, understand what the easiest way to communicate with Africans, you know, and also just push myself, to take myself in different environments to just learn and listen to the sound of, you know, these different regions. So I've traveled to create this album, and I've also identified artists that I feel like will help me tell the story. So I have featured quite a number of artists from East Africa and Southern Africa on this album, and I feel like it's only right for it to come out now because the sound is very different. We managed to create a sound just for ourselves, and a sound that's also going to be relatable to Africans, and also is going to be the sound of Zambian music after the album drops. So I'm excited. So after this album, we'll see how things move, and we might have another album come out at some point. But we have an album coming out, J-Rock's album coming out, titled ENIGMA, on the 1st of Jan. Okay, Zambia and Tanzania, you know, there's a lot of similarities, and we have a relationship that's been there for the longest time, and so many things that are very common. But I feel like the reason why we haven't been able to do a lot of collabos is because maybe the Zambian artists haven't been able to see the need to travel, see the need to come to Tanzania and be able to link. Because you see, linking on social media is different with traveling. Sometimes you just need to get on a plane and go to a place and link up, different people and create that synergy. Because I believe music is about, it's a spiritual thing. So it's not just something that you can talk about on the internet and get a song done. The impact of a song and the composition is way stronger when there's that personal relationship with someone you're working with. So I feel like the Tanzanian artists will probably also have to do the same. Those that see the need to tap into the market will have to fly and link up and create that bond with the people, because it's the only way even the Zambians will be able to embrace Tanzanian music like that. It's when they see you, when they feel like you're ready to learn and to be a part of them. So it's something that I think most of us need to do. Is Tanzanian music more famous in Zambia? I think it's big, it plays, but Zambians are also consumers of different sounds from different regions. So we have amapiano that's also making noise in Zambia. We've got artists. So it's not like the Tanzanian music is big as in the whole lot of it. We've got certain artists that have been able to, to break their chain and be able to, have songs play and also grow. Artists like Diamond, Revani has got some songs that are big in Zambia. Harmonize also has some songs that are big in Zambia. But we also have Afro beats, the West African sound that's also, being played. So we're actually in between so many sounds, but we have certain Tanzanian artists that have a very good visibility and people have received their songs well. Yeah, I think we as Zambians have got a lot of work to do. I've had a song that's been very big in different regions. I did Distance with Revani, and I think the sound is very different from everything else. I think it's not about creating a sound that will be able to be more popular than amapiano or anything, but it's creating timeless music or music that will shift, the way people feel about themselves, the way people, think. Yeah, music that will spark something in people. So, and that's what we're trying to do. We don't sit down in the studio to try and create a banger that people will dance to. I'm trying to create a sound that will shift the way people feel, shift a lot of things within. Because when that song does that, then it's definitely going to be on top. And depending on the sound that's attached to the song, it might just be the new sound that will change a lot of things. Because every time you try and force to create something, it never works the way you want it to come out like. So we're just trying to create spiritual music that will be able to create, to change the way people feel, change the way people think, and just, add something. Enigma is going to be out, which is my next album. Is going to be out on the 1st of Jan. And on this album, I did feature quite a number of artists from Africa. I featured Major from Kenya. I featured Rayvanny on 2 songs. I've featured Jema Griffiths from Zimbabwe. I also have Your Maps from Zambia. I also have Slab D from Zambia, Market 2 from Zambia. And it's going to be a very big project. There's also possibilities of doing remixes to some of the songs after the album drops. But these are some of the artists that are on the album, and you need to make sure you look out for it. It's going to be the biggest project of 2022.